We ain't like that. Like, the government does not call people and ask for money. They will send you a letter with a letterhead, addresses and addressees, and all pertinent information to contact the government. Yes. Stay away from the scams. Do you have questions about getting trademarked? Would you like to be a trademarked entity, an organization such as Stargoat? Straight up, just Stargoat. That is the trademark. And as you see in the, I have now enabled the comments. The trademark has been enabled for entertainment services, namely providing in the nature of live musical performances, entertainment services, in the nature of live visual and audio performances, namely musical band, rock group, gymnastic, dance, and ballet performances. Just in case I wanted to give you some ballet, I can give you a ballet performance. And let me scoot back a little bit. Doesn't that sound better though when I'm a little bit further away from the mic, perhaps? In the very, very near future, we will have this whole studio completely arranged in the ideal arrangement. It is currently still under construction. When I first began this journey back in, I initially started the whole, not, it wasn't Star Goat. Initially, it was you are a smelly goat. That was more like the Lotus in the beginning. Might have began like in a swampy area. Ignore the bomb. See the bottom right here. It's like all murky, and you're like, "What is that? Ew! Is that even a tattoo? What do you got? Some like weird claws? No, it's a swamp. You see, and it's like ripples, and then the lotus blooms, right? And out of the water, right, emerges life. At least as we know it, right? Isn't that why we're looking for water on Mars and other places? A gentleman suggested on X this morning, if I still have the page open, wouldn't that be great? He said if NASA and Mars really wants help looking for water, they could just go over with him to his local golf course, and within 10 minutes, you will find the water, right? That was his joke. That was his joke. I'm sure it's been retold. I mean, you cannot get away with not recycling jokes. And honestly, they need to be recycled. And my golly ghost arm, would you look at that? There was a little shake of the earth out in Anza near Palm Springs, right? That must be east of Idaho. Yes. And that would be located in the United States if you're watching from any particular place in the world and you are curious where to find Stargoat Studios on the map. We are out here on the West Coast. The time is now, not wearing my watch, so without guessing, shortly after 5. 5:06. It is 5:06 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let's take this time now to say happy birthday to you and merry birthday to you. And you are the star of my life. You are the main character. It is you who puts in the spark in my day. And I like to get up and sing every single day. If I couldn't have it any other way, I don't know what I'd do. But if I got these tunes in my head, then I know what to do. Just get them on out. It doesn't even have to rhyme. From what I heard, people only care if you're on time. Don't be late. So get there on time. If you can, try to be early. Military, everybody knows, 15 minutes. They said the time of the event is 7 o'clock. Dress nice. I'm going with 7 p.m. I did not say 1900. I know. I went there. I'm totally 100% on that side of the table right now. This is some very interesting news that we're not going to talk about. Everybody is more than welcome to go watch Legacy Media and talk about and think about whatever it is they're interested in. For us, we're interested in things like cymatics and harmony and music and joy, and how are we magnetizing those particular attributes and qualities into our lives, into our hearts, into our minds, into our frames of minds, for our reference of existing. All of the information that we have absorbed over our entire lives, we can use that data to assimilate the absolute best and most optimized way to create an environment to provide us all with domestic tranquility and divine homeostasis. You know what it is? I started drinking the lactose milk again, just the regular vitamin D milk. And I know that there's a list of things for musicians and vocalists. There's like a whole vocalist diet. Let's just sidebar on that real quick. You don't want things that create a lot of phlegm. So you want to consume pineapples, and kale, and spinach, and blueberries. Right? You get the picture. High alkaline diet, right? And the more acidic stuff, the high oily content of chicken nuggets, or the high fat content of cheeses and yogurts. I mean, yogurt's good, but you want to stick with some probably plain, low fat, non-fat. I'm just kidding, get the fat. Do what you can, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor. I study relentlessly, just like you have the ability to do so as well. And then consult with your doctor and brainstorm, really go into detail about the concerns you have. Why not? Take a deep breath, sit up straight, put your shoulders back. Drink that water, at least 8 ounces before you have that coffee. And I'm going to keep on drinking it anyway. Yeah, and they say don't drink the cold water, and they say just have room temperature water. That's what's really best for everyone. Yeah, if you're wondering, I have a little bit more information to give you before we head out for the day. And the most important bit of information I really, really want to share is do it. Just do it. You're thinking about it. It's in your head. You've got your hand up in your head. Raise your hand in real life. If you're in a crowded room, or you're around people, or if you're just a whole bunch of cells that are attracted to one another and communicating and continuously doing this mitosis thing and organizing and recreating yourself over and over again, right? That's all you're doing. So, guitar? No, you can't get the guitar out, because if I start playing the guitar, it's going to take up my microphone. I want to microphone. I just want to talk about these songs, I'm just so excited to be able to share this music with you. It's been a year, right? Since I started the trademark. That was August 17th, 2025. And I've been using the Stargo, as I was saying. That transition happened in 2020. No, it was even long before that. If you look at my older accounts, I believe there was one. I changed it back on. Gosh, I can't even remember. I even had a. It's written here, prosecution history. Yeah, so there was a whole bunch of documentation, a whole bunch of evidence I had to submit that I have been using Stargoat for X number of years since the time of, I want to say it was like 2013. Yeah, for a hot minute. Because literally, it's the greatest of all time, isn't it? Right? Used to be the smelliest greatest of all time. Right? That was the URA smelly goat. But now it's Stargoat. I can't tell you the full acronym because it would reveal particular individuals' names that cannot be mentioned. They're two very close people, three, if you really want to look at it from that angle. I just can't stop drinking this coffee, and it's going to make me have to clear my throat. And then once you get all that out, and everything's better. Did you hear anything? I hope not. As long as it was on the Yeti mic, then we're all good. Otherwise, you might have had an earful right now of information that you did not want to hear this early. But then again, perhaps that is something we should discuss as well. Actually, let's just stay on track with, because that is part of the conversation, right? Your throat culture. We are the culture that uses our throats to have discussions. The diet of musicians, athletes, creating that harmonious, thriving environment for sustaining us, right? We got to have a good environment, not just on the outside. It can't just look pretty everywhere. You can't just have like a nice polished waxed car and, nice smooth asphalt and pristine garden if this is not able to interact with it. I mean, you might have a feeling of nostalgia, but you won't have that fulfillment that you're looking for, because you won't have the energy that you need to go out there and walk those trails and be amongst the hummingbirds and the bees and just life, right? And that's the opening to the song, right? I have been experimenting with different variations, and the one variation is we start with the chorus, and it's a little perhaps maybe confusing from what I've heard. So I've started this other version where I'm following the traditional song script flow chart, where we just begin with the verse, the chorus, the verse, bridge, chorus. I have it somewhere. I don't know. Could be here somewhere. So, oh my goodness. And the real, this is going to continue to be a part of our lives for as long as I can continue to make it a part of our lives. And at any time, please remind me to not get regular lactose milk, or just stop drinking milk. Maybe that's the real deal. For a hot minute, I was doing powdered. That seems to be doing good. Uh, and we still have a few more little aspects of the studio that we're going to continue to put into alignment. This has been a long time. The music just happened to start formulating one day, and the logo had some ideas for that. I mean, clearly it's what we learned in drafting and design. Keep it simple, Stephen. Right? Because, yeah. So I'm actually taking a look at that right now. I'm wondering how much of my screen I can share without just like giving away too much of the information about. I mean, honestly, I guess you could look it up yourself if you really wanted to. And it does kind of concern me on about like 40,000 different levels. But at the same time, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? It's a 24-hour operation, I can tell you that. There's music, there's books, there's catering. There's the other 2 points are clergy and not that clergy. Clearly, this is a ministry specifically for God. There's no dogma attached to what we are participating in, or I don't know. I mean, if you have a particular interest of worship, if you have ideas, I have a hard time imagining worshiping anything outside of God. And in the sense of having the ultimate respect, love, and understanding that all of that which is exists in the name of, for the name of, by the name of, none other than the one, the only God. And translate that into any language, and I can basically summarize every single religious doctrine that has ever existed. I really truly believe that. There's no other explanation. And the ideologies that have been formulated, that's another song. That's a researching resolution. On my X profile, there's a little RR, not for railroad. I know you're like really hoping I had a railroad song. Maybe we'll make a railroad song. Maybe we'll. I love railroad music, you know, some good stuff. So the Stargoat logo, I mean, clearly you can see it. I do believe that's on the YouTube channel. And I really hope that if you do have questions, you can go ahead and ask anything here. And I will tell you to go ask ChatGPT or Grok. No. At one time, I did consider the pseudonym Esteban Esquire. And this kind of gave me a few ideas. I was like, that's pretty cute, but I'm more than a documentary kind of guy. And Esquire, by definition, essentially is somebody who's like a legal scribe, like a historical fact-checking scribe of. And honestly, I love fact checking. I love getting checked. if you ever hear me say something that I did not specifically say was a joke, call me out. Please feel free. Bring it on. I want to know what you think. So, the time is probably, I'm not looking. There's no clocks. I know it's after 5, clearly. The last time I looked, it was 5:06, and I didn't look at the timestamp. And so I'm guessing it's got to be 5:30 already, right? Subway's really got me kind of thinking about the giant foot long, 6 foot long sandwiches, which they still make 6 foot long loaves of bread. Right? Is that a thing? 100% on that. It's very interesting, I guess. I personally like those giant 4 foot diameter pizzas. But no, for real, aside from food, which clearly it is around that time of day for us here on this part of the planet, and for people who are watching live, maybe it's your dinner time, maybe you want a Subway sandwich, maybe you want just any type of delicious nourishment to rejuvenate and replenish every cell in your body that literally dies off and is replaced with new ones every so often. Look it up. We'll write a song about that as well. I do need to say that because it is around the 5:30 mark, I wanted to let you know that something scary is going to happen that you might not be ready for. I think they call these, I don't know, some type of like marketing entrapment. No, it's not an entrapment. It's more like, how would you call that? Let's have a sip of water and think about that for a moment. Every 30 minutes, you should probably have a sip of water. That's my the reason you do that is because the whole phlegm thing. Warm water, you can see I'm drinking like ice cold water. Look at all that condensation that's built up on there. Wheezing. So, a few things in still under construction here for the studio. Just like your basic filters, lighting filters, boom mics, all that jazz. And it's a continued process. And you have to just do it. It's just something that has to be done. And I think for myself personally, a lot of the hesitation and the reluctance is definitely fear, absolute fear. And the truth is very much that everyone, I feel, when they know they have something genuine that they really believe in, that is when it begins. That is when your message will begin to be amplified. If you truly know in your heart that there is an absolute reason for this to be happening, right? You feel it. It's right inside of here. It's burning inside of all of us. And what ignites that, what brings about that intrinsic motivation, that intrinsic desire to send a message and communicate with one another, that is what throat culture is all about. I love language. I love communicating. I cannot tell you how much all of my life I have spent just trying to understand why it is that we do what we do, one, but how we are doing it. That is just fascinating in itself. We're just vibrating, creating more vibrations. It is a literal continued reverberation of all these different echoes of frequencies that are just transitioning and changing and dissipating and spreading out. And it's so beautiful. And when you have glasses on, for me, I'm seeing everything with perfect clarity. And then I get on Facebook over here and I follow all these accounts that are stereograms. Yeah, rev up that engine. Stereograms. When I take off my glasses, I'm like looking, and you like can see this is that 4D or 3D? AI writes it off as just some random fluke of the brain. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. You're not really seeing anything else. Of course, you're not. A lot of people are only seeing what's presented to them at surface level, right? And when you look deep into something, if you really do focus in on it, and you start to see all the different layers and dimensions, all these colors start to appear, and you could really see that nobody is black, white, brown, or whatever color they think they are, or wherever they think they are on the planet. They're much, much more than that. This first thing that you see on somebody is just a complete facade. I promise you that. We are all translucent. We are. Hold your hand up, put a flashlight up to your hand, anybody's hand. Watch what happens. I get lit. So if you're out in a place right now that the sun is up, get that sun on you. Don't make your bed. Pull the blankets back. Open the windows. Sunlight come in. Eradicate that bacteria off the bed. All the bad stuff out with the bad. That way you can get back in with the good. And then when you sleep, out with the bad and bring in the good. Same with breathing. Brushing your teeth. Yes, right hand, left hand. Do we need to talk about this again? Every single day we need to talk about this. Yeah. So behind the Blender Ready production standard operating procedure is my book that I made back in 2014, published in 2015. And several different versions of this book have went through editing processes. The whole creative process is trying to figure out the most cost-effective and best way to share a product with the world. And you can find two sides to me on Amazon. Go ahead and check that out. Two sides for me. That would have been an even more interesting, way too cryptic way to explain that there's two hemispheres of the brain, you got two eyes, you got two nostrils, right? But you have four quadrants of the mouth, apparently. Ask your dentist. Sheesh, what was that? One dentist I went to, four quadrants. And that way they can charge you for each quadrant. I went to the next dentist and they were like, no. We'll just do the whole thing right now. I was like, oh, all right. Look at it. Have a water. Mm. I'm like, have a water, and then I look at the TV and must be fire hydrant. It has to be a fire. Somebody has a fire hydrant. It is gushing big. And they're all out there in their water gear trying to shut off the valve. I hope they get that shut off. This looks like it happened last night. 67th Street. Somewhere out there in the 300 million people, 350 million people. How many people are out in the United States these days? Quite a few. And there's a few out there that are very adamant about spreading their message, and they're going door to door and, buenos dias. Do you have Jesus in your home? I said, man, always, everywhere I go, there's Jesus in my home, right in there. And there's not just Jesus. You're in my home too. Everybody is all up in my home. That's how it feels a lot of the times. You don't know what to do. And the only thing you can do is have open arms. Right? And we all have a tolerance level. I like to talk about that a lot. And it builds, I think. And in that world of tolerance, you might have tolerance walls, right? And it might be difficult for some to get over those. So I absolutely believe that attributes and characteristics can be developed. They can be entrained. And then I turn and look at legacy media, and I'm reminded that there is so much in the world going on that it is individual accountability. It is personal responsibility. And when people make choices to do things that go awry from societal homeostasis, right? That domestic tranquility, when the journey is in question as to the goals and mission, and to whether or not the purpose is to amplify thriving, in which I theorize that is obvious in and of itself in the fact that anything exists in the first place. Right? Because if it wasn't existing in the way that it does, unbiased, omnipresent, right, it wouldn't be able to. Anyways. So, without going way too far down that philosophical rabbit hole, the whole point of what I'm saying is the more people are able to develop, and I believe over the last few hundred years, or just in general, maybe thousands of years, we have continuously produced more and more school of thought, logic, reasoning, without the overbearing, it has to be this way, versus the very structured, regimented, what's going on in this rescue mission operation. I hope they're okay. Gosh, God bless. Oh, okay. Maybe this is the after story, so hopefully he is. It's just, if we can continue to encourage other people to develop, or to participate without forcing them. That would ultimately give us grounds for continuing into space, I feel, right? Expanding upon our civilization, continuing the journey right to infinity and beyond, which is my PayPal, by the way. If you would like to make any kind of donations, I do have PayPal. I have X Money. All proceeds are always going to good causes. I was recently redirected in how and kind of reminded to not be directly out on the streets alone, right? I think everybody knows about that. At this current point in time, now that we have so much stacked, the foundation has essentially been set for Stargoat Studios and the movement to continue the contributions to change the world, right? We are right now at the pivotal moment where we are looking to get vehicles, staff, both medical and security personnel, to go out and I like to use the word vet because everybody knows what vetting means. You always want to interview someone before bringing them into your business, right? You want to get a background check, perhaps, or maybe a competency check. You want to make sure that they're going to carry your brand or represent your image the ideal way that you have established, right? You want to make sure the tone is set, the bar is high, and it's only going up. It's only getting better, right? And with all of these resources, we are going to continue to go out and we're going to vet individuals and provide assessments for well, there's of course there's many levels to this because there's so many organizations and there is help for every level of mental distress or mental confusion or out and about or any frame of mind. There's a level of help. There is a resource out there, and it would be great just to have a shirt that says Stargoat Resource. Give me a name. And that's where we're at right now. We're in the brainstorming age of the fine details of beyond Luminaterra and beyond Two Sides to Me and into Luminaterra. And within that is where we will continue to help develop people's minds. I would always ask anyone, why are you always brushing your teeth with the same hand? Can you brush your teeth with your other hand? You're always eating with the same hand. You were trained, most likely, right? And that's what this is about. It's to help train the other side now. There are two sides to your body. You are symmetrical. You definitely need to make sure you are congruent in your exercises, in your daily activities. You want to make sure both shoulders are up, both shoulders are down. Be like this all day and be like, you ever feel that? Like you might be like leaning forward, like, what's happening? Maybe, perhaps, yeah. I don't know. How's your posture? Got to have good posture. Got to stay hydrated. hold your breath and let it out. Do those box breathing pranayama. Yeah, there's no script for this. This is just me continuously talking for however long. It's 5:42. And this is a good time for me to say thank you. Thank you, everyone, for showing up today and participating. I started off the segment, and the title of the show is all about trademarks. If you do have any questions, I really do have a little bit of information on this. It took from August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months. And on March 17th, that it says is my registration date. Oh no, publication. I don't even know. I don't know how any of this works. Anyways, the point is, ask questions, get step-by-step instructions. If you have doubts about the system, I'm going to tell you, leave. Stop doubting. Stop saying, I can't. And even when you do flip the script, that narrative in your brain, right? When you do flip it and you keep saying, I am amazing, I am cool, I am, they tell you to keep saying, I am. Don't forget you. You are amazing. You are the GOAT. You are timeless. You are invaluable. You are irreplaceable. You are infinite. You are the absolute best that ever existed. Look at you. Bypass the ego. Right? When it becomes the 1981 raw contact, one is all is one, three amigos. You know what I'm saying? So, a gust of wind through the trees. Pollen speaks to the bees. Blades of grass through the cone. Manicured and trimmed up all around. Take a sip of your Lonnie New. Some bubbly, it speaks to you. LOANE car again. Pixel repair daily. Time consuming friend. Systematically customized. Conjured up before your eyes. Right? There's no way. I am not kidding you. I actually wrote these lyrics. I did not use the AI for this. I hit the microphone button while I was driving. I just, bloop, notepad's open, hit the microphone. I can't take credit for it though. There's no way that just came into my brain, but it did. Oh, okay. So like the first part, I thought of while I was on the scooter. I was riding the scooter to go get the car. And I was just cruising down and I had the beat playing. It was just the Do 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 do. Doon, 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 doon. And I was just like looking at the trees, and I'm like watching the wind blowing through it, and I'm like, a gust of wind, yep, through the trees, and then you can see all the pollen and all everything up there. Pollen speaks to the bees. And I got all the way down to the end of the street, and they had construction there, and there was a cone, and everything is just pristine. Everything's all trimmed up, manicured, perfect, except that construction little spot. There was a cone there, and like grass was growing out the top. Oh yeah, I got a video of it. That's going in the music video, because you can't just get something like that. That's magic right there, right? So, blades of grass through a cone. Or it could be like you're looking through the cones of your eyes, right? Manicured and trimmed up all around. Yeah. Anyways, transition to the car, driving in the car, got the Alani New, took a sip. It's bubbly. It spoke to you. It spoke to me. And I imagine it could be coffee. Maybe you didn't have bubbly coffee, but if you did have bubbly coffee, tell me about it. I'm curious. Do I want bubbly coffee? Why is there not carbonated coffee? Is there carbonated coffee? Would you want carbonated coffee? I mean, there's like coffee, chocolate, coffee, taffy, coffee, candles. There's so many different types of coffee. I have had coffee in so many coffee ways that it is just the memory of coffee in my brain, like in Romania coffee, Iraq coffee, Qatar coffee, Germany coffee, Belgium coffee, Netherlands coffee, Switzerland coffee, French coffee, and of all those places I've had coffee, I'm pretty sure it all came from most likely like Colombia. Where else do they even grow coffee? I have coffee beans somewhere to grow. I could be growing coffee. I'm curious, actually, where that box of seeds is and whether or not it is being used. It's a good question. There's a lot of seeds in there. Like, totally enough to grow food for everyone for a long time. So, go out there, collect some seeds. I believe they call that, oh, it's just a pig in the street. Okay, tune into CBS News Los Angeles is airing a pig was loose running down residential street, wasn't a freeway, and he was like a little guy bag. I know he must, like, if it was a dog, 12 pounds. Same size pig, 80 pounds. Bacon just down the street. Oh, God bless little piggies. And God bless you. Thank you for tuning in again. I do know that everybody is about to jump up out of bed because it is 5:52 a.m. And I was promising earlier that I was going to scare everyone. You want to do that? I didn't show you guys what I was going to do. I should have showed you earlier so that way. I want to save it though. I want to keep it a surprise. What am I going to present? The problem is I cannot stay on for another hour today. So I'm going to show you four people who are currently viewing. But who knows? It could be four groups of people in four mega churches or auditoriums or stadiums, that are viewing this to, audiences of like 50,000 people, right? Could be at the Staples Center right now. One of those four viewers is 70,000 people watching at the Honda Center. Does it even hold 70,000 people? I don't know. That would be pretty cool. So you never know. Never know. Anyways, if I do this, the problem is, like I was telling you, it's a marketing magnet situation. One, I don't know if I have the copyright. Two, my attorney said it doesn't matter. I'm not big enough to get sued. What are they going to sue me for? Something I don't have, right? If it's that valuable, then the bank should give me a loan for it, right? We want $80 million, Stephen. And I'm like, oh, is that how much I'm worth? No, our proprietary design belongs to us. Worth 80 million. I didn't make $80 million. If I made $80 million off of somebody else's something, then we should just collaborate. I mean, clearly, like, if anybody is using anybody else's stuff, that's just the way it is. Like, that's like I was telling you right at the beginning. People love retelling jokes. And you have to, because somebody else has not heard the joke yet. It's simple. Here's the rule. Don't get all weird when you're retelling a story to somebody else that has obviously not heard the story. And the person that already heard the story walked up. Just embrace it. Bring them, you're like, yeah, I was telling blah, blah, blah. And then, bam, pick up where you left off, retell the story. So people, here's rule number 2. Don't let anybody be like, you're telling that story again. No. If it's your story, tell it. Right? Be heard. Be understood. If it's something that doesn't need to be heard and understood, well, that's what you got friends for, right? They're here to, I guess, just tell you that. You guys want to sing the rest of the song and get the guitar? No, go to my X page. You can see me. I'm out there live. I've been posting all this information about a current contest. Even I'm in a contest to collaborate with Timbaland. Oh, yeah. So if you can imagine me and the famous, infamous, legendary Timbaland collaborating musically, vote. Where do you got to go? I will tell you where to go right now. You need to go to orbiiit.com. Wait for it. I'm going to post the link in the comments right now as soon as I sign in. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Skidoo, skidoo-be-doo-be-doo. You are the best, and I can't wait to do a song and collaborate with you. Shadoo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo-do-do-do. La da 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 la da 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 la. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. All right, there's a button right there that says contest. Did you guys like that little jingle? Is that fun? Yeah, there it is. Timberland Global Search. Round 1 in progress. I thought I was a member of this. So I should have an opportunity to win $50,000, have a studio session with Timbaland. I'm telling you, I think that'd just be like a joke right there. Invitation to perform live at Timbaland's Talent Showcase, and chance to be one of 5 featured in Timbaland X Orbit. Dope. I have submitted a song to this contest. If you would like, let me find my link. Why am I not finding my link? Support, sign out, home, contest. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I can't find my account here. I ain't got no money. On a date. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm for some reason kind of confused right now. I'm not able to figure out how to get back to. Okay, let me double check on here. Maybe I'm signed in with the wrong email. No, pretty sure it was orbit.com. Voting stats. Okay. So I have currently 1 vote. Thank you. Thank you very much for that 1 vote. I do appreciate you very kindly. And I appreciate everyone else. If you can just take 1 minute, it does require a name and phone number. And the reason I am even on Orbit in the first place is because a few years ago, a good friend of mine was in a contest to be on the cover of Maxim magazine, and she made it up to, like, one of the tiers or something. I don't know how much she was really like putting into it, but for me personally, I am absolutely taking this serious. I think this is like really cool. So for some reason I can't find this thing. Oh, there it is. It was just taking a minute to load. Okay, there it is. Now I found the contest dashboard. So now copy my voting link. Time to take you on a date. Can't even buy you flowers. Yeah, that's where I'm from. So if you go to that, is that clickable on your end on YouTube? Can you do anything with that? Like I said, if you go to my X, my Facebook, X is at Stargoat5, the number 5, right? 5 different branches, Stargoat Studios. And Facebook is, well, Facebook's like one of those things, like, if you know, you know, like that. If you're on Facebook and you are part of the Stargoat Studios, part of that, that means something else. That means you have known me for probably over 20 years. And I know there's been some expectation. I know a lot of my friends throughout my life I've played music for, and when you hear me actually do it, I can see it in your eyes. And a lot of people that have spoken up are like, what are you doing with your life? Why are you, like, you can actually play the guitar. Like if I sit down and actually do it, like I can actually sing and have all that, it's just some reason in my brain growing up, my thoughts were always, you can't make money off of that. How are you going to help people, out there writing music and singing songs? What are you going to write about? Like you're 20 years old. What do you know about love and heartbreak and, kids or life or war or depression or anger or anything? What do you know when you're 25 years old? Even 30, still figuring out. 30 years old, you'd be out there and somebody still call you a baby. Like, oh, you're still a baby. You still got so much time. You get to 44. Somehow I'm still around some people and they're like, if only. If I was only still 44. Be 45 this year. Oh, yeah. Are we going to party? Like every day. It's your birthday every day. So, hour and 3 minutes. I do need to do a lot of things, a lot on the plate today. Just step by step. That's all I can tell you right now is take it minute by minute. I saw a proposed question, an inquiry as to what do you say to somebody that's going through insane depression? There's no shame in getting professional help. Okay, reach out. 988 is a real number. You can call that number. There are beautiful people that show up every day and answer that phone. All right, don't get me all teary-eyed right now. All right, I gotta get out there and do some stuff. And all right, but if you got extra stuff, donate it. There will be a person out there. They'll even come pick it up. You don't want people coming to your house. Meet them somewhere. Ship it to them. Get a PO box. If you don't have extra stuff, go take pictures of the stuff at the thrift stores and post it on your timeline. Tell people where to go find it. Share. Sometimes people don't even realize that they needed something that they weren't even looking for, right? Or the biggest and most beautiful one that you can do, just get it for them, right? If you got it like that, do it, right? Why not? There are hungry people out there. And I know a lot of the times I think I'm hungry. I'm famished. I have to go eat. I've been out walking for miles and miles because I do walk for miles at times. And I get hungry and I'm all like sun torn and wind burnt and just, ugh. Gotta eat, gotta drink. And I'll have like a few dollars in my pocket or like $1 in one bank account and $1 in another bank account. I'm like, perfect. I can get something with this. Give me a piece of beef jerky, just a piece of it. Like in those like things at 7-Eleven, you can open up and get your own jerky. I'm like, let's just rip this in half. Got scissors. We're gonna cut it into quarters today. All right, just give me 50-cent worth. But yeah, for real. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Get out there and stay hydrated. But those little pieces, I'll realize what I was getting at. So I'll realize I don't actually need it. I'll be fine. I got a bag of dry beans and dry rice at my house, and I can cook that. Put some salt and pepper on it. Maybe I have bay leaves with beans and rice. If you need food, you have food scarcity, please reach out. There is so much food out there. There are food kitchens. There are food delivery things. I'm telling you, there's food. All right. Nobody should be going hungry. But at the same time, let's not create a world of complacency, right? Raccoons are really cute. My buddy would let them eat out of the palm of his hand. And they would show up every single night. And that is not a metaphor, euphemism. No, I'm talking actual literal raccoons on my front doorstep in the mountains. And we're at the Airbnb, and it's actually currently not an Airbnb. Sorry. That opportunity might be available again in the future, but currently it's not. Sorry. I do believe it's been temporarily paused for long-term Airbnb. To that of which maybe it's just not even registered anymore. Huh. Yeah, like I said, it's Wednesday. It is time to go. It is hump day. All right. Peace out. Much love. You are the GOAT. You are the greatest of all time. Solidified stardust right here, right now. 13 billion years later. Ta-da! Using our throats to communicate. Let's close it out with the song. The rest of the song. I'm not going to start from the beginning. All right. Just a couple minutes on that. We left off at the GOAT, Star Goat. That's not what it was. It was, we can just pick up with that verse. No. Hold my Walkman on my side, deep pockets, music will arise. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel it doesn't know. Vocalize it. We try that feeling inside. Express what is eternally internalized. If you've made it this far and you wonder why, Stephen, what can you mean? I reply, it's in the heart it lies. Slumbers, choice of words, perhaps. It's awake and alive and filled with joy and spreading delight. External influence, validation seekers, ego driven, the stories old shall not be forgot. Certainly for sure you've heard it twice. Count this thrice. What is meant to be will remain. It will not be forced. Organic is organic, God whom we pursue. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel it, love's new. Have a great day, everyone. Catch you on the flip side. And that's a wrap. Much love. Peace be with you, and you, and you, and you.